In the future world of 2073, the globe faces a tremendous crisis due to overpopulation. To address this challenge, governments have implemented extremely strict one-child policies, limiting each family to only one child. This policy implementation has placed immense pressure and challenges on many families. In this backdrop, a father named Terrence faces an incredibly difficult decision. His daughter passed away due to complications from giving birth to septuplets, leaving behind 7 granddaughters. For Terrence, it's a heartbreaking situation, and he's unsure how to navigate this sudden turn of events. What do we do? Terrence asks anxiously, his eyes filled with confusion and helplessness. We can't let the government know this secret. They'll take our children away, Terrence's wife says with a trembling voice, her face pale, showing her inner fear. Terrence falls silent for a moment, then suddenly makes a decision. We'll protect them, no matter the cost. We can't let the government tear our family apart. Thus, Terrence embarks on a difficult struggle, working hard to hide his granddaughters and giving them names based on the days of the week, ensuring no one knows their true identities. The 7 little girls spend their childhood in the apartment, leaning on each other like a closely knit family. Monday, it's time for you to go out, Terrence says gently to a neatly dressed young girl. Remember to be careful and not let anyone know your true identity. I know, Grandpa. I'll be careful, Monday replies firmly. With that, Monday leaves the apartment, ready to face the outside world. She knows she has an important mission to protect her family and ensure no harm comes to them. Terrence watches her leave, knowing the challenges ahead won't be easy, his heart filled with both worry and anticipation. Terrence stands at the doorway of his granddaughter's room, watching their peaceful sleeping faces. Their names, from Monday to Sunday, represent different personalities and missions. He takes a deep breath, feeling both anxious and hopeful about the future. As he turns to leave the room, his wife gazes at him, her eyes filled with worry and love. Terrence, are you sure we can do all this? She asks softly. Terrence stops in his tracks, turning to her with a determined gaze. We must. It's our responsibility and our promise. We can't let the government tear our family apart, he says, his voice filled with determination. The two stand quietly in the hallway, gazing at each other, feeling their support and trust. They know that in the face of such adversity, only unity can see them through. The next morning, Terrence stands in the kitchen preparing breakfast, while his 7 granddaughters sit at the table waiting. Each wears a different expression. Monday exudes confidence, Tuesday seems a bit anxious, and Wednesday is filled with curiosity. Today is Monday's day to go out, Terrence says, trying to maintain a light atmosphere, shielding his granddaughters from his inner worries. Are you ready, Monday? Monday nods, her face radiating confidence and courage. I'm ready, Grandpa. I'll be careful. Terrence smiles, nodding, then distributes breakfast to each of them. Remember, don't let anyone know your true identity. Stay vigilant, and we'll be waiting for you to come back. As Monday leaves the apartment, Terrence and the other granddaughters sit at the table, starting to enjoy breakfast. Yet, the air is heavy with suppressed tension and unease, everyone silently praying for Monday's safety. After a while, a voice suddenly breaks the silence. Grandpa, I miss Monday so much. Thursday's voice carries a hint of sadness and anxiety. Terrence turns to her, looking into her eyes, and says gently, We all miss her. But we have to trust that she'll come back safely. His voice is filled with comfort and encouragement. Terrence and his granddaughters sat in the living room, anxiously awaiting Monday's return. As time passed, the atmosphere in the room grew increasingly tense. Why hasn't she come back yet? Friday asked anxiously, her fingers tapping nervously on the sofa cushions, displaying her unease. Terrence wore a worried expression, but he tried to remain calm. Perhaps she just encountered some minor trouble and will be back soon. He attempted to reassure Friday, though he felt the anxiety in his own heart. Seconds turned into minutes, but Monday still hadn't returned. Terrence and the other sisters felt helpless and desperate, unsure of what to do. We should go look for her. Wednesday suddenly spoke up, her voice tinged with determination. Yes, we can't just sit here and do nothing, Thursday agreed, courage and determination shining in her eyes. Terrence looked at them, sensing their determination. All right, let's go find her together. But be careful, don't arouse any suspicions, his voice filled with caution and concern. So, Terrence and the seven sisters set out together on the journey to find Monday. They traversed familiar streets and alleys, searching every possible corner, hoping to find a trace of her. Maybe she's just out playing and got lost, Tuesday suggested, her voice carrying a glimmer of hope. Or perhaps the government discovered her identity and took her away. Saturday's voice carried fear and unease. Terrence stopped, gazing quietly at them. Whatever happened, we'll face it together. We're a family, and we'll never be torn apart, his voice filled with conviction and comfort. When Terrence and the sisters arrived at places Monday frequented, they were surprised to find them empty, devoid of any clues. Monday, where are you? Wednesday's voice sounded anxious and worried. Maybe she's lost. We should split up and search, Friday proposed, her voice determined. Terrence nodded, deciding to let the sisters search separately, hoping to find a clue to Monday's whereabouts. So, the seven sisters went to different places to search, hoping to find some clues. Thursday went to the cafe where Monday often visited, trying to gather some information. Have you seen a girl named Monday? She's our family member and has been missing for a while, she asked with a firm yet gentle tone, hoping for some help. The owner shook his head, looking somewhat helpless. I'm sorry, I haven't seen her. Maybe you should ask around. Perhaps someone else might know something, his voice tinged with apology and helplessness. Thursday felt disappointed, but she wasn't ready to give up. She decided to continue her search until she found Monday. Meanwhile, the other sisters were also searching in different places. Tuesday asked many people in the park, but didn't get any useful information. Friday looked around the supermarket, but didn't find any trace of Monday either. Their hearts grew heavier, but they refused to lose hope. As the sisters delved deeper into their investigation, they gradually uncovered the conspiracy behind Monday's disappearance. They discovered a dark scheme involving illegal fund transfers and the government's handling of excess children. Tuesday stumbled upon a crucial clue in a remote cafe. While checking Monday's social media accounts, she found a mysterious post mentioning a secret organization linked to the government, responsible for dealing with excess children. This discovery shocked Tuesday, and she immediately shared the news with the other sisters. Gathered together, Friday proposed a bold plan. We can't just sit back and do nothing. We must expose this conspiracy, protect ourselves and other excess children, her voice filled with determination and courage. Wednesday nodded in agreement, expressing her support. Yes, we can't let these evil people succeed. We must fight for our family and future. Terrence, after listening, nodded in agreement, deciding to support the sisters' plan. We must stand united against this darkness, his voice brimming with confidence and determination. Saturday furrowed her brow, saying, This plan is filled with risks, but we must proceed. We cannot let the government continue treating us like this. The sisters began discussing the next steps of their action plan, realizing they needed to gather more evidence to expose the conspiracy. As the sisters continued their investigation, they gradually uncovered the truth behind Monday's disappearance. They discovered a dark scheme involving illegal fund transfers and the government's handling of excess children. When the sisters gathered enough evidence to expose the government's atrocities, they, along with Adrian, decided to reveal the truth. Tuesday met with Thursday in a remote location, carrying the data in her hands. Excitedly, Tuesday exclaimed, This data can reveal the dark truth about how the government treats excess children. We must bring all of this to light and make everyone aware of what they've been doing. Thursday nodded, her eyes shining with determination. We can't let these crimes continue. It's our duty. Let's reveal the truth together and make those who oppress us pay the price. So, Tuesday and Thursday joined forces, with the help of Adrian, to begin disseminating the news exposing the government's truth. They released a video online showcasing the government's act of burning excess children. The video depicted innocent children being thrown into the flames, shocking and angering people worldwide. As the news spread, a massive wave of outrage swept through society. People voiced demands for the government to be held accountable, and protests erupted worldwide. This revelation shook the foundation of the oppressive regime, making it impossible for the government to evade responsibility. The government leaders realized the severity of the situation and began retaliating against the sisters and Adrian. A storm was brewing, but they were not afraid. Friday expressed a firm voice at a press conference, saying, "Everything we've done is to reveal the truth, to protect our families and all excess children. We won't back down, no matter the cost." As the protests escalated, the government could no longer ignore the voices of the people. The eventual demise of the one-child policy became an irreversible trend. Key figures in the government were arrested, and their crimes were exposed to the world. Social justice was finally served. In the end, the sisters and Adrian witnessed the dawn of a new era together. People regained their reproductive freedom, and the clouds of oppression and fear gradually lifted. They knew that although the battle to reveal the truth was tough, it was worth fighting for a better future. As Monday's condition worsened, she realized the gravity of her betrayal, and her heart filled with remorse and guilt. The sisters gathered around her bedside. Thursday grasped her hand gently, saying, "Don't worry, Monday will always be by your side. We'll take care of your children and ensure they have the best life." Tears of gratitude and shame filled Monday's eyes as she struggled to say, "Thank you, sisters. I'm sorry for letting you down, for letting our family down. But I'll do everything in my power to make amends for my mistakes." Friday held her hand affectionately, saying, "You don't have to worry. We're all here. We'll face everything together, overcome every challenge together. You're not alone. We're all here, always." The sisters' hearts were tightly intertwined as they vowed to protect Monday's children and atone for her. With Monday's passing, a new beginning officially began. The sisters pledged together to protect her children and ensure they have a future of freedom and happiness. With the end of the government's one-child policy, people regained their reproductive freedom. The sisters, along with Adrian, witnessed the dawn of this new era, knowing that despite the difficult challenges they faced, their efforts and sacrifices were ultimately worth it. As Monday's children grow up, the sisters will continue to accompany them, teaching them the right values and way of life. They believe that these children will be the hope of a new world, a future free from bondage and full of hope.